Good morning and welcome to Piece of Pat Paints. I'm Pat. I paint lots of different things, um, mostly miniatures and sculptures, but occasionally we do other stuff. Um, anyway, it's been a rainy day around here. My birthday was yesterday, so that was lovely. Thanks for the people who gave us all the birthday wishes and things like that. My cats have been messing with that camera. Here we go. You might see the cats if you've never watched the show. Occasionally they jump on. Good morning, Sir McBeardsly. Um, yes, glorious day. Yeah, yesterday was good. It was good. We had a lot of fun. I went out to my sister's lake house and we had some cake and I watched some people fish. I didn't fish. I stood around in the rain and cooked burgers. So, because like open air, I can usually kind of like I'm okay as long as I'm not on there for too long. And as a former chef, I love cooking. So like it's hard for me not to get involved, even though I'm not supposed to. I'm supposed to be staying away from that stuff because of I have a medical condition. It's okay. Well, we can talk about it. It's fine. Um, it keeps me from working as a chef, which is what I used to do before I started doing this. This is interesting. I never thought anybody would want to watch this stuff, but apparently people do, and I really think that's cool. Um, my friends came up with this idea, honestly, and they were like, "You should do this, Pat." And I was like, "Okay, we're gonna do this." So here we are, and that's how we all got here. You, me, Sir McBeardsly, everybody. So anyway, well, I guess you could say we got here because of Charles Babbage. And yeah, if you don't know who Charles Babbage is, you should look that up. Anyway, I did some work. Let's go ahead and shrink me down. We are going to be short today. I got to go pick up one of my boys. He is at CV Tech, which is a kind of it's a kind of school. Let's kick on that open sign. Oh yeah, I love the open sign. I'll put me up just a little bit. I gotta go back and fix the spacing on that. It's still not quite right. Ooh, but I did do this. Hey, check this out. You're gonna love this. Shy chair. Okay, hold on. We'll be right back, son. I feel so like special having done that. I don't know why. it's kind of weird. There's one of them. Hello, butt. You want to say hello to everybody? Of course, I have to have a short day, and you've got to come over here and get pets, like right here at the get-go. I'm gonna give you some scritches, and then you got to go away. You can say hi to everybody real quick, though. Say hello. Let's see, does the activity alone cause flare-up, or is it merely heat and stifled air that causes it? It's I have several different triggers. It's a lot of times it's smoke, smoke and grease, hot aerosol grease. Yeah, thank you. Hot aerosol grease kind of messes me up. Fryers and stuff like that. So, and I can't be outside for very long. I can do about an hour or so. But I'm getting better. I'm getting stronger. But yeah, it's it's okay. I guess I can spend about two or 3 hours outside, as long as I'm heavily medicated, and I'm usually okay. But like if I walk past cigarette smoke, I'm done. I'm done for the day. Like it's wild because if it triggers, like the second it triggers, it just puts me down. But sometimes it can just trigger. I'm not sure what it is that causes it. I'm not sure if it was allergies or whatever. I feel fine, and then all of a sudden I'm coughing my face off, and I can't figure out why. But yeah, like too hard activities. I will say that if I run too much too long, I'm gonna have a little cough, and it's gonna turn into a big cough. I'm trying to get up to that. I'm getting a little, like I said, get a little stronger all the time. I don't know why I'm worried about that. Nobody's gonna see it. Oh, there's a contest. There's a miniature contest for charity, which is just my jam. It's down at Games Workshop, so I might enter something into a contest. Maybe this, maybe something else. I'm not sure. Maybe the giant. We should do that. That would be a fun one to do. So there's just these little slight. What this stuff is here, this is called sprue goo. You make this out of sprues and glue. So like the thing that the model snipped off of, you take that and you cut it down into little pieces and you put it in a vat of this and it turns into sprue goo. Yeah, and like I've got to be careful how long I'm exposed to this, because if I'm exposed to this for too long, then I can do that and I'm okay. But if I'm sitting in here with this kind of glue for too long, it'll mess me up. So yeah, I'm getting away from all smoky stuff. I got an air fryer for my birthday. Oh yeah, my girlfriend was down in Texas, took a picture of Warhammer Place down there. Yeah. They've got some cool places. There's one place, I think it's in Thailand, that has like a motorcycle outside, guys, one of the bikes. So anyway, we better get to some business. So I over the weekend, mainly Friday evening, I got a bunch of work done on this. All I did here was take parts of a circuit board, cut it, and then kept where the wires were attached. And that's right there. And I just glued that down. I filled all of these little gaps in with pieces of that plastic, model of plastic scrap. And you can see where that was a circuit board in there. And then that's just the wires. And those are the actual colors of the wires. I'm trying to clean that up now to bring it all the way back. I kind of like having that natural wire look, but I think we're going to add just a little bit of milliput to the outside to make it look like the cables plug in a little bit. It'll also help stabilize them. Right now it's just the ends of them set in a little hole. That I did a couple experiments to see what was going to work best. There's a technique where you can just take what I do with them. Oh, they're hiding behind the librarian. You can just take like a needle and a lighter, and you can just light that thing up and get it hot. And it just takes a little while. You'll feel it start to get warm on your fingertip. And you can just make a tiny little hole if you want. The longer pins work better, but you want to get it hot because it is going to be, it's hard plastic to go through. This is usually use weird. Yeah, this one's a little longer. Now, of course, the best way to do this is with a drill, but I figured I'd show you guys kind of how to do something like this. I did it, and I tried it a few times on here as well, just to see how it's going to go. There we go. Now it's glowing. You really got to get the thing pretty hot. That's why you don't want a short one. You want one that's a little bit longer. And it might take you a few tries to get through there with that, but you'll start slowly. You might be able to see it. You'll start slowly making a hole. You see it right there as the pin crosses over it. You'll start slowly making a hole, but it's very time consuming. If you don't own a pin vise and drill bits, then that's just the way you kind of might have to go. It also might work good for like making a pilot hole if you're looking to kind of like make sure you're gonna end up in a very particular place. And you do have to be careful. If you get too hot, you push too hard, you can easily put a hole right through your thing, and then you gotta fix that if you do that. So there's a pros and cons to doing something like that. If you don't have one of these pin vices, then you might have to do a little bit of guerrilla work like that. Sometimes you're at somewhere else and you're just trying to make something. You need a quick way to do it, and that may be your best bet. But it's not something you want to do a lot if you have a pin vice. Should we line that up with the other one? Yeah, those Warhammer stores are crazy cool. Might be a little too far up. I left this one for you guys to see how to do it. There's like multiple layers of plastic in there now to get this all to stabilize out. Alright. Fun week with Magic the Gathering for McBeardsly. Prize pool with another promo card. Hey, there you go. Well, that's fun. It's always fun to win. Especially if, there's some high value stuff on the line. Okay, so for this next bit, we could do it. I thought I had some. Maybe not. Anyway, well, here's a black one. We'll just leave it. Go ahead, more of that red. How large a red? Maybe not. The cats left a bunch of stuff off. I try to push it all into the middle. There it is. So anyway, this is just wire out of a. Oh, it was parts to a drone that my kids flew until they broke it. Kvass cake is tasty. Yeah, kvass is good. Nice, nice. Right. So anyway, we're gonna. Now we found the one we want. I'm gonna try get it pretty close to what we were looking at before. There's a couple of ways to cut this. If you have a set of wire cutters, it's easy, and you can just strip that right off. But if you don't have wire cutters, you might have to just gently roll this up a knife and then pull it off, just like that. Take the end of your wires. I want to use a pair of pliers. If you don't have pliers, you can use tweezers like this. And this is so small that the pliers may have unless they're needle nose, they're going to have a hard time grabbing it. But anyway, whatever you're doing, even if you have to use your fingers, I'm going to twist that up so it's nice and tight. And that's going to go in. Oop, Alright, good. It's going to fit in there okay. And then I'm going to come down right here. of it. And the same thing as before, but we're going to make this side a little longer. Yeah. As long as your hole is wide enough, should just sit right down in there for us. Just like that. Oh well, one of them got canceled. The other two, I felt like you know, Alistair did his, my younger boy, his team did okay that he played with, but his other game got canceled. His main game, when I coach, got canceled, which sucks. But you know, it's whatever. But yeah, they did okay. They learned something. They learned a lot. They're getting better. A lot of those kids, these kids, it's their first time ever playing. So like, you know, it's going to take some practice and some time and just getting used to different things. Get a little there. Listen up a little bit of yellow. I got an idea. Alright, because I want to do something, because I think, yeah, by the looks of it, as long as we stay in this spot, we should be able to do another thing in here. It'd be fun to do a wrap of wires. Well, that we may need to paint underneath that before we finish putting these in. Well, let's twist them up and take a look at them first. Really what I'm trying to do is get these layers of wires to sit in the same pattern. So that means yellow next and then white. Once you get it started, it kind of pulls together pretty easy. But you want to make sure in that first couple of turns, you got to make sure it's all right. Keep turning, keep turning. I think that's about as good as it's going to get now. What do you think? Yeah, that's going to look cool, right? I don't have a lot of room, so maybe not. Maybe we can get it to fit in behind those little, there's two little gaps there that I tried to fill in, but it didn't fill in quite the way I wanted it to. Maybe not. Well, alright, we're not going to worry about it. What we are going to do is start painting inside of this thing. So, I'm making a lot of messes. Yeah, soccer wasn't, I mean, he said when they're learning, you're not there for like the wins. You're there for the, letting them get to understand things and, play the game. Let's learn how to play the game right, and then we'll worry about winning the games. It's kind of the philosophy. Don't worry, it's just empty cans. I have an addiction to soda waters, and so like I accumulate several cans back here in a day or two. If I don't empty them out, it gets a little crazy. But this little circuit board is going to work out great for us because it's got some little raised nodes and bits. I'm gonna come back. I forgot to do that, so we're gonna come back and sculpt that in before we paint the back of that wall. I'm not too worried about getting on top of those little parts of the circuit board. I really just want to try to get underneath everything with this base of lead Belcher. We have a few scratches and uneven bits in here. I'm trying to get it all prepped up, built together, but I kind of like it. It's kind of like it's been used and worn. We may even add some of that into the painting itself as we paint it. Make sure we get all those little spots and edges. We're gonna paint that. Here, I got that cog in there, so we'll paint that gear cog. What is that? That's a gear, not a cog. Cogs are the bigger ones. The gears are little ones. they're supposed to be. And we can kind of start seeing how much that's going to stand out for us. The color of the wires and stuff when you open it up. Which was the whole idea of this, you know, 2-part episode redo that we did. Oh my goodness. Just because I got on a tear and decided to open it back up and overhaul the entire thing. Try to get in there. There's a little bit of that white plastic in there, but I want to show. Try to get in there and dab some of that. At least not right up the edges. Oh, it's at a time, right? Oh yeah. You went to D&D. Held back my D&D. Right. That can be the hardest part. I will put up with a DM learning up until the other players start saying something. That's where the other players like, man, we're just not having any fun. That's when I'm like, okay, well, we gotta talk to the DM. But you know, you were doing like a one shot, so nothing real bad can happen in a one shot. Okay, wait, I take that back. Typically, things. Oh God, people are terrible. All right, so anyway, we got this going for us, which is nice. We're gonna enjoy this, right? Okay, those wires are just a little. Trying to keep these wires in certain places as I figure out what's going to look best. And some of it's got to lean to accommodate that shell that's going to come in. Because that's going to come right on top. Just like that. So that way, when you take it off, it looks like that instead of a giant hole in it. Anywho, a little extra work for fun. Let's do the make that a different color. A good healthy covering of that bronze. This is super easy to paint these gears. You just kind of brush very gently over the tops of the edges of them, and they'll pop right out for you. Now it kind of looks like a toy car. Okay, all right, we need to do some milliput right here. Mostly giving tips on how gently you form. Oh yeah, no, oh no, there's a there's a monster's turn in most of my games, unless like I have. What I'll typically do is like the skeletons all attack as a group, and then the lich has his own turn, or like the goblins all are in one group, and the hobgoblin that's in command is another turn. Yeah, you have to do it that way. You can't. Yeah, especially if you have more than 2 players. If you've got more than 2 players, there's no you're spending forever waiting on trying to figure out whose turn it is. Yeah, that's a big one. That and if you're doing big campaigns, you make sure you do a session 0. Or my 2 biggest deals is, always keep yourself organizing combat, and there's several parts to that. And then there's always do session 0 for big campaigns. Because even then, even after session 0, it still might not work. Yeah, trying to do individual monsters in between player turns. Yeah, it's brutal. It's just brutal. You're slogging through it. And it gives them a little bit more, like, it gives your players a little bit more time to figure out what they want to do, because they know when the monsters are going to do their thing, and it just makes sense. There's some games where you do it differently, but in D&D, no. If you're playing something like Vampire or something like that, it's different. But even in then, like, I'd have all the guards go first, and then the individual badasses in the group doing their part. Alright, so we got a little bit of milk, but we're going to run this down to real small bits. A real small little snaky snake. And then all we really have to do is sculpt this thing to look like a hose. Might need a little water. Millput kind of likes water, but not too much. And then once it hardens, it's waterproof, which is pretty crazy. I need to get a little bit of water underneath it to get it to stick. Here we go. Patient with this stuff. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but in the end, this will look a whole lot better if we do this one little simple thing. It'll also kind of help keep the wires in place. feel like I need a magnifying glass these days. I can't hardly see as much. Well, I can't see quite as well as I used to be able to on these fine details. I have to get some of those cool glasses that are like jeweler's glasses. Just try to make it even around it best you can. Road piece of plastic in there. Very carefully, very slowly. And they make all sorts of different types of tools for this. Some of them you might find helpful, some of them not so much. Sometimes all you need is just a little blade or a toothpick or something like that. Because I don't get some sort of weird one probably from when I try to glue it. Oh, that's my alarm. It tells us I gotta get going. Okay, I'm gonna get that little lump off there that you don't need. No, at least get it to where I can finish these up when I come home, and you guys won't have to watch more of that. Because it is a little building, but that's okay. It's good to see how to do it. So you can see how they kind of go around the wire. You know, it's hard to see. It's very tiny. But we'll put those on there, and then when they harden up, we can paint them, and they'll look like those little cables are plugged into something into the back of the deal. You know. Anyway, I think you get the idea. Anyway, I hope you guys had a good day. I hope you have a great rest of today. I gotta get going, pick up my kiddo, and then we're gonna be back tomorrow to finish getting the rest of this painted in, probably, and then that way we can get to the lid and go from there. Anyway, let me start getting on the outside and finish up all these modifications for these guys to make archangels, which is gonna be a lot of crazy stuff. So, anyway, you guys have a great day, and we're gonna talk to you later. Bye.